Patricia Ryan, who is the co-author of Love for Grown-Ups and also a Garter Bride. I'm not entirely sure where to go with a Garter Bride. But Love for Grown-Ups is all about getting married for the second time. Bob Rice knows nothing about that.
And
because
never will. And never will. Make it clear right now.
Mrs. Rice, if you are listening, Bob will always be there for you, as he always has been. There's the book, anyway, Love for Grown-Ups, and Patricia Ryan joins us now. What's different about Love for Grown-Ups and doing it a second time around? As if I didn't know.
Well, actually, with Love for Grown-Ups, it's about the Garter Brides. And the Garter Brides are a sisterhood of women who all got married over the age of 35. It's a relationship guide for them. It's also about women who did get married for the first time, some, and some for the second time, and some for the third time.
All right, so, but what makes it different? If you're that bit older, or if you're doing it for the second time, what are the different atmospherics that come into play?
Well, I think some of the things is when you get married young, when you're in your early 20s, let's say, you ride off into the sunset on a white Charger. If you get married at 35, 45, 55, you're usually in a minivan.
That's where I went wrong. I didn't bring the white Charger to my first wedding. That was clearly the problem. So it's a mindset, really. Is it just a question of being grown up, particularly in the case of stupid, immature men like me?
Well, generally, if you're getting married a little older, sometimes there's a lot more people in the room. If you've been married before, you have to deal with your exes. Sometimes there's stepchildren. Are you going to have children together? Do you live in different cities? Where are you going to live? Whose couch are you going to keep?
And how do you get about bridging those kind of arguments in a way that is going to nurture a long-standing, healthy relationship, Patricia?
Well, we don't think of them as arguments. We think of them as conversations that
Very
you
good.
have.
Well, there's another place I'm really digging a hole for myself here.
Because what you're really doing, in a sense, as a grown-up, is you're team building. You both have the same goals. You want a good life. You want things to work out. So you sit down, you negotiate. We spoke to hundreds of women in our book, and also on our Facebook page, The Garter Brides. We have a daily conversation with thousands of women who have really, and we've tapped into their insights and advice on how to make relationships work.
Bob, what's the secret of a long-standing relationship?
I actually, to be quite serious, I think that really is it. It is a partnership. You are working together for jointly shared goals, and you love each other, and there's the great attraction and everything. But at the end of the day, life is awfully difficult out there. You need some help.
So, Patricia, with all your research, marriage is easier the second time around, harder the second time around, or just exactly the same?
Love is wonderful any time, and the second time around, I think you might appreciate it even more.
That's a lovely note on which to end. Bob, what have you got?
Just one last
and this
question.
Is the original Garter.
But where does the phrase Garter Bride come from?
The Garter Bride, the Garter Bride started when my co-author Ann and I each wore this same garter at our weddings. We've since passed it on to other mature, grown-up brides, and it's now been FedExed around the country and around the world.
So this is essentially the sequel to the traveling pants.
Absolutely, for grown-ups.
It's the Traveling Garter Bride.
That's correct.
The sisterhood of the Traveling Garter Bride.
Yes.
Patricia Ryan, co-author of Love for Grown-Ups and a Garter Bride. Thank you very much for being here. The book, obviously, available at Amazon.com.
Amazon.com, Harlequin.com. It's available for e-readers. It's everywhere books are sold.
Everywhere books are sold, even some of those old-fashioned concrete bookstores.
Those two.
All right, great to have you in. Thanks for dashing in. Diane Macedo is up next with FBN Live, and I will be back noon Eastern tomorrow. Good luck in love. And as Patricia rightly said, love is wonderful anytime. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.
That's a perfect note to leave it on. See you all at noon tomorrow, everyone.